it's Anna here. So good to see you again.
And I'm Tom. We're so happy you tuned in today. You know, English isn't just about words. It's about connection.
Exactly. That's why we've prepared something special for you. A deep, real conversation about how to communicate naturally with others in daily life.
You'll hear real phrases, real emotions, and tips that help you sound confident and authentic.
So grab your coffee, sit back, and let your ears do the learning.
Trust me, you don't want to miss this one.
All right, let's dive in. Enjoy the conversation.
And don't forget to subscribe for more English learning magic every week.
Today, we've got a really practical mission. It's all about building that foundational toolbox for, well, beginner English conversation.
Exactly. Yeah, if you're listening, you probably want that clarity straight away, right? Stuff you can actually use immediately. So we've looked at these foundational sources, A1, A2 level stuff, you know, the basics for just getting by day to day.
Right. Survival English almost for those everyday social moments.
Yeah, exactly that.
Yeah.
And we've pulled out the really common words, high frequency vocabulary, and those simple dialogue structures you absolutely need just to, you know, talk to people without freezing up.
Yeah. Moving beyond just repeating phrases from an app or a textbook, we're aiming for something ultra-realistic today. Not academic English.
No, definitely not.
It's about getting confident with introductions, talking about your day.
Asking those essential questions.
Think of this as your shortcut. Straight into functional language, skipping maybe some of the complex grammar rules for now.
Precisely. Getting you communicating, that's the goal.
Okay, so let's kick things off. Section 1, laying the groundwork. That first crucial interaction.
The introduction, yeah.
And the sources make a really big point about formal versus informal. Getting that right seems key.
Oh, absolutely. It shows awareness, competence, respect even. So think formal settings. A job interview, maybe meeting someone important for the first time.
Your new boss, perhaps.
Exactly. You'd want to use the full phrase, good morning, my name's Rub. Or good afternoon, followed by your full name.
And that greeting part, it is a pleasure to meet you.
Right. Or pleased to meet you.
Yeah.
Keep the structure quite complete, quite formal.
But then flip side, you're just meeting, say, a new classmate or someone at a party.
Totally different vibe. You just go with, hi, I'm name.
Much shorter, much more common in everyday situations.
Way more common. And that I'm is important. We'll come back to that.
Okay, good point. But what about responding? Someone introduces themselves.
Ah, yes, the follow-up. So if it was formal, like, my name is John Smith, you'd reply, pleased to meet you, Mr. Smith. Or maybe, it's a pleasure to meet you, too. Adding that, too, is quite natural.
And informally, if they said, hi, I'm Sarah.
You just say something like, nice to meet you, Sarah, or good to meet you. Simple, friendly.
Okay, that makes sense. Now, you mentioned I'm. Let's talk contractions. This feels like a big step towards sounding, well, less like a textbook.
It's huge. Honestly, it's one of the biggest giveaways for a beginner if they don't use contractions. You see, I am written down, and maybe you pronounce it fully. M.
Which is correct, technically.
Technically correct, yes, but it sounds, well, a bit slow, a bit hesitant in natural speech.
Right. Native speakers almost always contract it.
Almost always in conversation. So I am becomes I'm, pronounced A-M.
So much smoother. I'm John versus I am John.
Exactly. And it applies everywhere. You are becomes your Joes.
He is becomes he's etes his O's. She is his says.
It is. It's. We're your, their, air.
Getting those down is fundamental, isn't it?
Absolutely foundational. It changes the whole rhythm and pace. I am working feels very different to I'm working.
Got it. Master the contractions. Okay, introduction's done. What's next? Get the details right. Name, age, location.
Yep. The core info. We've covered names with my name is, or I'm. For age, the structure is pretty straightforward, thankfully.
Just I am number of years old. Or using the contraction.
I'm number years old. Yeah, very standard.
Okay. Now, location. This one seems to have a common pitfall.
It does. Because there are two main questions beginners often confuse.
Right, asking where you live now versus where you originally come from.
Exactly. So if you want to know someone's current city or residence, you ask, where do you live?
And the answer structure.
I live in city name, like I live in London, or I live in Tokyo.
Okay. But if I want to know their origin, their hometown or country.
Then the question changes. It's where are you from?
Or sometimes you hear, where do you come from? Is that more formal?
Slightly more traditional, perhaps, but where are you from is very common.
And the answer uses from or come from.
Usually. I'm from town country, or I come from town country.
So you could say I live in Berlin now, but I'm originally from Rome.
Precisely. That clarifies both. Knowing which question to ask and how to answer keeps things clear.
Super useful distinction. Okay, introductions, details. What about just checking in? Being polite.
Ah, the well-being check. Or what you called the politeness loop. This is crucial social glue.
We all know how are you, but the sources suggest mixing it up a bit.
Yeah, it can sound a bit robotic if that's the only question you ever ask. Try variations like, how's it going? Or how are things? Or even, how is life?
Those sound a bit more engaged, maybe.
I think so. And your answers can vary, too. Don't just default to fine.
Right, you could be pretty well or good or maybe even fantastic if you're having a great day.
Exactly. Show a little personality. But the absolute key lesson here is the loop part.
You must ask back.
You absolutely must. If you just say, I'm fine, and then silence.
Awkward. The conversation just dies right there.
Totally. So after you answer, I'm fine, or pretty well, thanks, you immediately return the question, what about you? And you, or how about yourself?
So I'm pretty well, thanks. And you?
Perfect. That keeps the ball rolling. It shows courtesy, essential stuff.
Okay, really drilling that one in. Ask back.
Always ask back.
Good. Let's wrap up this first section with possessives, defining ownership.
Right. Using words like mine, yours, his, hers. Very practical.
The example from the sources was great, finding a lost item.
Yeah, imagine you see a bag left behind. You'd pick it up and ask someone nearby.
Excuse me, is this bag yours?
Exactly. Using yours. And the answer uses the possessive pronoun too.
Yes, it's mine.
Thank you.
Or if it's not theirs.
No, sorry, it's not mine. Or they might speculate. Maybe it's hers, pointing to a woman. Or perhaps it's his, pointing to a man.
So mine, yours, his, hers, ours, theirs. These replace the noun phrase, right?
Correct. Instead of saying, no, it might be her bag, which is also okay.
It's quicker to say, no, it might be hers.
Much cleaner, much faster. It's about efficiency in speech.
So practice is key. Pick up any object. Is this pen yours?
Yes, it's mine. Or, no, it's not mine.
Are these keys his?
Yes, they're his. Or, no, I think they're hers. Simple drills, but they build that instant recall you need.
Connects the grammar directly to a real-life situation. Makes sense.
All right, introductions and basic info nailed down. Let's move into section 2. This is about adding more substance, right? Talking about what you actually do, what you feel, what you like.
Exactly. Building out your ability to express yourself more fully. We start with likes and dislikes.
Okay, using verbs like, enjoy, love, or hate, dislike.
Right, but here's where we hit our first sort of slightly more complex grammar point for beginners.
Yeah.
It's about what comes after these verbs.
Okay, what's the rule?
These verbs like enjoy, hate, they need to be followed either by a noun.
Like, I like pizza. Pizza's a noun. Easy enough.
Yeah.
Easy enough. Or, and this is the key bit, they need to be followed by a gerund.
Okay, gerund. Let's unpack that. Sounds a bit technical. Why is it important for someone just starting out?
It sounds technical, but the concept is simple and crucial for avoiding common mistakes. A gerund is just the ing form of a verb used like a noun.
An ing form, like running, eating, listening.
Exactly. And you need it after like or hate if you're talking about an activity.
Right. So I can't say, I like listen to music. That's wrong.
That's a very common beginner mistake, yes.
Right.
You must use the gerund. I like listening to music.
Okay. Listening here acts like the thing that you like.
Precisely. It functions as a noun in the sentence. Or think about dislikes. I don't like waiting in queues.
Not, I don't like wait. No.
I don't like waiting. Or maybe I hate doing housework.
I enjoy reading novels.
She loves swimming in the ocean.
They hate working on weekends. It's always verb plus verbing.
That's the pattern for expressing preference about an action. You could even say something like, I hate computers, if you're talking about the things themselves. Nouns.
Ah, so you can use a noun or a gerund.
Correct. I hate computers. Noun. Or I hate using computers.
Yeah.
Gerund action.
Got it. That clarifies it. Verb of feeling plus noun or are verb of feeling plus verbing.
Nail that structure, and you open up a whole world of expressing opinions naturally.
Okay, moving from feelings to actions. Describing routines and plans. This feels very practical.
Super practical. This is about distinguishing what you do regularly versus what you intend to do in the future.
So for routines, daily habits, we use the simple present tense.
Simple present is the workhorse here. I work from home. We eat dinner at 7 p.m.
And that rule for he and she, the third person S.
Crucial reminder, don't forget the S. He reads the news online. She writes emails every day.
It's easy to forget, but makes a difference in correctness.
It does. So simple present for things that happen regularly or facts.
Okay. But what about plans? Things I've decided to do tomorrow or next week.
For planned future actions, the most common and reliable structure for beginners is be going to.
Be going to. Explain that structure.
You use the verb to be, am, is, or are matched with the subject, followed by going to, and then the main verb in its base form.
Okay. Examples.
I am going to visit my parents this weekend.
She is going to buy a new phone.
They are going to watch a movie tonight.
So the be going to part signals a future plan or intention.
Exactly. It's what you will do based on a decision already made.
So the difference is clear. I walk to work every day. Routine, simple present.
Versus it's raining, so I'm going to take the bus today. Specific plan for today, be going to.
Mastering that switch between simple present for routine and be going to for plans gives you a lot of flexibility.
It really does. Lets you talk about your present and your near future quite effectively.
Great. Okay, final part of this section, ability, using can.
Can. A wonderfully versatile little word.
Its main job is expressing ability, right? What you are capable of doing.
That's the core meaning. I can speak English. He can play the guitar. She cannot swim.
Simple enough. Subject plus can't plus base verb.
Exactly. But can does more work than just that.
How so?
It's also used very commonly for informal requests and offers.
Ah, right. Asking for permission in a casual way.
Yep, like, can I borrow your pen, or can we sit here? Very common, very natural among friends or in relaxed settings.
And for offering help.
Also very common. You look busy, can I help you? Or can I get you anything?
So it's ability, informal permission, and offers. Quite useful.
Extremely useful. But the sources make an important point about formality here.
Relating to asking permission.
Yes, while can I is fine informally if you need to be more polite or formal.
Like asking a stranger or your boss or in a more official context.
Exactly. Then you should really use may.
So instead of can I ask a question, you'd say
May ask a question. It just signals a higher level of deference and respect.
it sounds more formal immediately.
It does.
No.
So can is your everyday tool for ability and casual requests. May is for showing extra politeness in permission requests.
Good distinction to keep in mind. Use can generally, but pull out may when you need to be more formal.
That's a good rule of thumb for beginners.
Okay, we've got the grammar structures for introductions, routines, plans, abilities, likes. Now we need the words themselves. Vocabulary time.
Yep, the building blocks. Section 3 focuses on essential vocabulary for everyday situations, starting with the kitchen.
Makes sense. You spend time there, you eat there, you talk about food. Very practical.
Absolutely. So first, the main features of the room itself. The sources highlight 5 key nouns.
Okay, what are they?
The cupboard, where you keep plates, glasses, maybe some food.
Got it. Cupboard.
The fridge, or refrigerator, for keeping things cold.
Fridge.
The sink, where you wash dishes or your hands.
Sink. Okay.
The cooker, which usually includes the oven and the stovetop or hob for cooking hot food.
Cooker.
And sometimes the dishwasher for washing plates automatically.
Dishwasher. Okay, cupboard, fridge, sink, cooker, dishwasher. Got those 5.
Knowing those lets you understand or give basic directions like the milk is in the fridge or put the dirty plates in the sink.
Very useful. Now, what about the things we use to eat and drink?
Utensils and tableware. Again, high-frequency basics you need to know instantly. Knife, fork, spoon. The main 3 for eating.
Knife, fork, spoon. Easy.
Then for drinking and serving. Cup, often for tea or coffee. Glass, usually for water, juice, wine. Mug, a larger cup, often for hot drinks. Bowl for soup, cereal. And plate for main meals.
Okay, cup, glass, mug, bowl, plate. Plus knife, fork, spoon. That covers most situations.
It really does. You can ask for things, set the table, understand basic requests.
Now, talking about food often involves quantities, doesn't it? You don't just buy sugar, you buy...
Exactly. You need units or containers. The sources give 4 essential phrases for quantifying things.
What are those?
A packet of. Like a packet of biscuits or a packet of crisps.
Okay, packet of.
A piece of. Very versatile. A piece of cake, a piece of fruit, a piece of cheese, even a piece of paper. A glass of.
Right.
For drinks served in a glass.
Ooh.
A glass of water, a glass of juice, a glass of wine.
Stuff.
And a cup of. Usually for hot drinks or when measuring ingredients. A cup of tea, a cup of coffee, a cup of flour.
Okay, so packet, piece, glass, cup. Memorizing those helps you talk about uncountable things like sugar or water.
Precisely. Can I have a glass of water?
Oh.
We need a packet of pasta. Makes your request specific.
And the sources used a great example scenario, talking about a merienda.
Yes, that light afternoon snack idea.
Yeah.
It's a good way to see how these simple words combine.
So someone might offer, would you like a latte?
And you could reply, oh, yes, please, a latte. That's coffee and milk, right?
Yeah.
Using those basic words.
Exactly. Or they might ask, would you like a piece of toast with that?
And you could accept or say, no thanks, maybe just a glass of orange juice.
And perhaps a cereal bar.
See, suddenly you're having a mini conversation about food preferences using just that core vocabulary. Latte, coffee, milk, piece of toast, glass of juice, cereal bar.
It shows how quickly the basics become functional.
That's the key takeaway. Master the basics and you can start communicating real meaning very quickly.
Okay, moving out of the kitchen, simple job talk.
Right. At this beginner stage, it's mostly about connecting the job title to the place of work.
Accepts
Yeah.
simple associations.
Like,
Yeah.
a teacher works in a school.
A doctor or a nurse works in a hospital.
A waiter or waitress works in a restaurant.
A shop assistant works in a shop.
A writer, well, these days, often works at home or from home.
Knowing these pairs helps you answer the common question, what do you do? Or where do you work?
Exactly. And if the conversation goes a bit deeper, needing to ask about background, the sources suggest a simple, direct question for qualifications. What is your educational qualification?
Okay, straightforward. What is your educational qualification?
It covers school, university, vocational training generally.
Good general question to have. Finally, in this vocabulary section, we have animals.
Yeah, animal vocabulary. Maybe not used every single day, but it comes up in conversations about pets, nature, zoos, travel,
And the sources categorize them.
broadly into wild animals and domestic animals.
Okay. Examples of wild animals from the sources.
They mention things like hyenas, camels, anacondas, foxes. A bit varied.
Definitely wild.
Yeah.
And domestic would be the usual suspect.
Dogs, cats, maybe horses, rabbits. Animals commonly kept as pets or on farms.
But how does this become practical conversationally beyond just naming?
Well, the sources link it to activities. For instance, talking about hobbies or interests.
Right.
You might say, I'm interested in wildlife photography, or I like watching documentaries about wild animals.
Or talking about conservation efforts.
Exactly. I read about a project to protect endangered species like the anaconda.
Or maybe discussing volunteering or ethical choices. Some people volunteer at animal shelters. We decided to adopt a cat.
It provides nouns for using those action verbs: protect, watch, volunteer, adopt, and adjectives: wild, domestic, endangered. So it fits into broader conversational topics.
Gives you more things to talk about, basically.
Right. Expands your range.
All right, section 4. We've got the building blocks, grammar structures, core vocabulary. Now let's talk about actually steering the conversation and avoiding some common stumbles.
Yeah, making the conversation flow better and smoothing out those little errors that can sound, well, bit off.
First up, asking better questions. Moving beyond just yes or no.
This is absolutely key. And the tool for this is the one-word toolkit.
The question words, let's list them out. Everyone needs these memorized.
Definitely. We have who for people, what for things or actions, when for time, where for place, why for reason.
How for manner or condition, and which for choice between options.
Those 7 words are your passport to getting real information, not just confirmation.
They force a more detailed answer, don't they?
Completely. Compare, do you live here? Answer, yes, no, with where do you live? Answer, in London on Green Street.
Big difference. So the basic structure is we word plus auxiliary verb like be or do plus subject.
Generally, yes, for simple questions. Where are you now? When is your birthday? Why did you say that?
And how needs a bit more attention, right?
Yeah, how on its own often asks about condition or manner. How are you? How does this work? But we combine it for quantity. How much? For uncountable things like money, time, sugar.
How much is it? The classic shopping question.
The most important one, maybe. And how many? For countable things like apples, chairs, people.
How many brothers do you have?
Exactly. Getting comfortable forming questions with these we words is probably the fastest way to make your conversations more engaging and informative.
Practice, practice, practice forming those questions.
Absolutely essential.
Okay, next, giving advice. How do we suggest things politely?
The main tool here is the modal verb should.
Should, for recommendations, suggestions.
Yeah, general good advice. It's raining, you should take an umbrella. He looks tired, he should rest.
It's a fairly gentle suggestion, isn't it?
It is. The sources also mention ought to. You ought to be more careful.
How does ought to compare to should? Is it stronger?
It can feel slightly stronger, maybe implying more of a moral or logical obligation. You ought to apologize. But honestly, in modern everyday speech, should is probably much more common and versatile. Ought to can sound a little formal or dated sometimes.
So stick with should for general advice for beginners.
Probably safest and most useful, yes. You should try this restaurant. We should leave soon.
Okay. Now what about stronger advice or even commands, especially negative ones?
If you need to be direct, maybe tell someone not to do something, you use the imperative form starting with don't, do not.
Very direct.
Very direct. Don't touch that. Don't worry about it. Don't talk during the movie.
Simple structure, don't plus base verb.
Exactly. It's clear, firm, and instantly understood as a negative command or strong advice. Don't waste my time.
Okay, useful for setting boundaries or giving clear instructions.
Definitely.
Right, let's tackle some of those common grammar traps now, the ones that trip up almost everyone. First, say versus tell.
Ah, the classic. This confuses so many learners.
What's the core difference? How can you remember which one to use?
The main rule of thumb revolves around whether you mention the person being spoken to immediately after the verb.
So if you name the listener, you use tell.
Almost always, yes. Tell needs an object, usually a person. Tell me your name. He told us a joke. Can you tell him I called?
You need that me, us, him right after tell.
Exactly. If you say, he told that he was happy, it sounds wrong. You need, he told me, or he told her.
Okay, so when do you use say?
You use say when you're reporting the word spoken, but you don't immediately specify who they were said to. Or if you use to person later. He said hello. She said she was tired. What did he say?
You can add to me later, right? He said hello to me.
You can, but the to me isn't directly attached to say in the same way me is attached to tell.
So the simple rule, if a person, me, you, him, her, us, them, John, Mary, comes right after the verb, use tell. Otherwise, say is usually the default.
That's a pretty reliable guideline for beginners. Focus on tell someone something.
Okay, say versus tell. Got it.
Yeah.
Final grammar trap. Adjective placement, especially for feelings.
Yes. This trips people up because many feeling words in English look like verbs because they end in eat or ing.
Like tired, bored, interested, excited.
Exactly. But they are adjectives describing a state or feeling. And adjectives need.
The verb to be before them.
Precisely. You cannot say I tired or she bored. It's grammatically incorrect.
You must say I am tired, she's bored, he was interested, they will be excited.
Always to be plus feeling adjective. This is fundamental sentence structure.
And the sources emphasize these feeling adjectives because they're so core to basic interaction, right?
Absolutely. Expressing how you feel, I am nervous, I am happy, I am not worried, is essential for social communication.
Like responding to someone who is late, I'm sorry I'm late.
You could reply, that's okay, I am not worried. Or, don't worry, I wasn't bored, I was reading. Using to be correctly makes the meaning clear.
So remember, feeling word ending in ed or ing, probably an adjective, put am, is, are, was, or were before it.
That's the pattern to lock in. Hashtag tag outro.
Wow, okay. That was a pretty packed deep dive. We've really covered the nuts and bolts for getting started with actual English conversation.
We really have. From those crucial first impressions.
Handling formal and informal introductions, remembering to use contractions like I'm.
Asking about names, age, where people live versus where they're from.
And that vital politeness loop, always asking, and you.
Then moving into expressing yourself likes and dislikes using the ing form.
Talking of routines with simple present and plans with be going to.
Using can for ability and requests, remembering may for formality.
Plus, that core vocabulary, kitchen items, utensils, quantities, job locations, even some animals.
And finally, steering the conversation with way questions, giving advice with should, and dodging those common traps like say of as tell and adjective placement.
It really feels like a solid foundational toolkit.
It is. It's the A1, A2 level distilled enough to genuinely interact. But, and this is the important but,
Knowing it isn't enough.
knowing it isn't enough, success only comes with using it. Language learning is all about consistency, patience, persistence.
And actually speaking, right, even when it feels uncomfortable.
Especially when it feels uncomfortable. I love one of the lines from the source material we looked at. Life begins at the edge of your comfort zone.
That really applies to language learning, doesn't it? You can't wait until you feel 100% perfect or ready.
You'll be waiting forever. And that ties into the other piece of advice. Do it scared. That's how growth starts.
Embrace the awkwardness a bit, except
Yeah.
you'll make mistakes.
Absolutely. That fear or hesitation, that's the signal that you're pushing yourself, which is where the learning happens.
So the final thought, the challenge for you listening.
It's simple. Don't just listen to this and nod along.
Yeah.
Take one thing, just one phrase or structure from today.
Maybe it's asking where do you live? Or using I like listening to. Or offering help with can I help you?
Or just remembering to say, what about you? After someone asks how you are.
Pick one small, concrete thing.
And use it this week. In a real situation, don't overthink it. Don't wait for the perfect moment.
Start where you are, use what you have right now. That first real attempt is the most important step.
That's how you turn this knowledge into actual conversational ability. Do it scared.
Couldn't agree more. Until next time, keep practicing. Stay curious.
Wow, that was such a great conversation. I hope you felt inspired to speak more freely and naturally in English.
Yeah. Remember, communication isn't about being perfect. It's about connecting, sharing, and growing with others.
Exactly. Every word you speak is a step forward, so keep going.
If you enjoyed today's episode, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss our next deep dive into real English.
And share this with a friend who's learning English too. Learning's always better together.
Thanks for listening, everyone,
Stay curious, keep talking.
and we'll see you in the next one.